Yes, we are going to talk about meditation. Meditation on God, of course. Some people call it prayers. Some people call it contemplation. Some people call it going inward. Some people call it connecting yourself with God, etc., etc. But meditation is a must. Without meditation, our lives is not as complete, it's not as happy, it's not as fulfilled as we would like it to be. Some people say that they are going to the church and they are praying in the house, and that should be okay already. So why should we mention even meditation? Yes, meditation is also a kind of prayers, but it's just a little more focused and a little more exact in where we should focus our attention in order to get the result that we desired. That means in order for us to communicate directly with God, we must know how to pray a little bit more focused, more specifically focused. Because meditation is a very natural thing to do, it's a very natural process. Since we are meditating every day already on different subjects of our life. You know, like we concentrate on business, or we concentrate on our lovers, we concentrate on money, we concentrate on possession, we concentrate on some project that we are taking care of, and so on and so forth. So in order to know God, it's also similar like that, similar like doing business, concentration. But concentration on where? That's the only question. That's why to find God is very easy, because we already know what to do to concentrate. It's just we lack of the knowledge of where, a little bit where and how, and then we can get in touch with God right away. That's why we can call this the process, the immediate enlightenment, because God is inside us already. If we just know where, we can just catch Him. And that's the reason why many of us cannot contact with God, and we think to contact God is something unimaginable, something beyond our merit, something is extraordinary, something we could never do it. Only the saints in the past can do it. Only Buddha, only Jesus, only St. Peter, St. Thomas, etc., etc. No. Every one of us can contact God because we are all equally His children. You don't have to believe me. Take the Bible out and then read it. We are all children of God. It's stated in there. And the Buddha say the same, like we all have Buddha nature and everyone can become Buddha. He never say he's the only one and nobody else can become Buddha. And Jesus also said that whatever I do, you can do even better. Or you can do also. All the masters in the past told us that we are children of God and that we can equally find God if we want to. Of course, some of us want, some of us don't want, and that's another question. Yes, whoever wants to find God will find Him. It takes some time more, some time less, because for the opportunity to ripe, for the time to be right, then we'll find someone to show us how. A friend, a guide, somebody who has already know how to do it, just show us, and then we can do it right away because we already have it. We just forgotten where to find it. It's like if you have forgotten something in your pocket and you run around all over and ask you, where's my glass, where's my glass? Sometimes it happens like that. Or you put it on your head, your reading glass, you put it here, or your sunglasses sometimes, then you're too busy occupying yourself with some other important things, or you very, very distressed or something and you forgot, and you keep running all over, where's my glass, where's my glasses, but all the while it's here. If somebody else, happened to pass by, he said, here, right on your head. Isn't that easy? I can tell you because it happened to me. I used to do fasting, I used to do penance, I used to kneel all day, I used to not sleep all night, I used to don't eat for many weeks, in order to pray that God have mercy on me, or that reveal himself to me if he even exists, but he doesn't care. That don't work. It's not the right way. Then one day he brought someone to me and tell me that this is the way. You try it and it works. And it did work right away. But before that, I spent hours and days and months on end just to read all the Bibles, read all the sutra until my voice has no more, and until I collapsed because of exhaustion. And sometimes I run here and there, different country, different temple, different churches, in order to ask the question, where is God? How can I find him? Show me. But, so many things I do. I recite the Bible, I recite the scripture, I do the beads, I do the rosary, I do all kind of things. I recite mantra, I go to Himalaya, I bow to the earth, to the heaven, for miles long. So many things that I did, and it did not work until I found the way. That's it. The only one way is so easy, just like that. Then I saw God. In the form of whatever he chose to appear at that time. I used to sleep with the Bible also. And every morning, every night after work, I read the Buddhist sutra. I pray to both in case I did not know which one was right. Yeah, in case I have forgot, one of them must hear me, but okay. Nada. Yes. So, eventually, when you found the right key, the right method, the right way, God just appeared. And since then, he has been appearing. He has been coming and going whenever he pleased with me, and it's okay because we're always together. And I'm so secured to know that God really exists, that I can always touch him. In my soul, I can always get in touch with him. I can always contact him. And he's always, and he's everywhere, and he's inside me, outside me, he's in the air, he's everywhere, he's in the microphone, he's in the flower, he's in you. All of you are God.
You got
I'm so secured, so loved, so feel so good, so busting. It's not that after meditation, we always 100 times out of 100 get everything we want, because it's not the case. The point is, whether we get what we want or not, we're still happy. And then we find a way to get something else instead of standing there and stamping our feet and feeling miserable about the things that we lost or the things that we could not get. We become more clever, more flexible, and then we try so many ways to get other things and just enjoy the process. Yeah, that's the good things about meditation. We will be almost always happy. Well, I have to tell you, I just don't want you to have an illusion that when you meditate, then everything will just come your way. It does come, but sometimes the things are not so good. It won't come. And sometimes God gives you some very unusual situation, and if we do not meditate, we will not understand the situation, and we begin to feel miserable if it doesn't go our way. There's always something we can do if we encounter obstruction, what we have in the store of wisdom inside, and after we gain it through enlightenment. And that's why most of the people, they worship the saints and the renunciates, the priests, the monks, etc. Those people who really are monks, really priests, who are really enlightened inside, because of their consistence in happiness, in contentment, and in reliability. And a lot of people follow them, even though sometimes they don't seek out the fame or the fortune or the followers. But people will like to also come and be friends with them, these saintly people. But most of the times, the person who practice spiritually, they always in luck, except the master. The master has to bear different kind of destiny. Yes. And that's why Jesus for example, has to shed his blood for the bad karma, so-called karma or the sin of his disciples when he was alive. Because he took in so many people. And sometimes he has to share their burdens invisibly. And that's why he had to suffer. Otherwise, as an enlightened master, he never ever has to undergo any hardship at all, because the whole universe worshipped him. The same with other spiritual teachers of all time. Sometimes, most of the time, they have to undergo a lot of unpleasantness, physical suffering, sometimes mental torturing, but they don't feel it as a suffering. They would feel also an honor to be of service to God. But generally speaking, the students of any master enjoy happiness, enjoy luck, enjoy fulfillment of any desire they ever have in life, be it physical, mental, or emotional, and of course spiritual. And when they leave the physical body, they go direct to heaven. There's no doubt about that. So in order to be happy in this physical life, not to talk about heaven yet, in order to be happy here, to live a pleasant life here, and to be a more intelligent person here, we should meditate. I hope I did not offend you. You are intelligent, very already, but we have not used enough of our brain power. We use only 5% or 10% yet, and we are already so clever. We invent so many things, and suppose if you meditate, use more of your brain power, of course you'll be more intelligent. Not that I want to offend you. The average people use only up to 10% of the brain power. That is a fact known to every of us, scientifically proven. So where do we put the other 80%, 90%? Is the waste. That's why we are not a complete being. We don't feel complete. We feel frustrated. We feel weak because we haven't used our complete power. So meditation we can also call in another way is that to make use of our complete power. That is what the meditation for. Or that's what the meaning of meditation, to harness our complete might so that we become almighty, just like God, or at least like the children of God. Otherwise, we don't have enough energy to sometimes take care of a small problem or small things, and we do not do always things completely to our satisfaction because we lack power, lack wisdom. So to know God is to know ourselves completely. And when we know ourselves completely, we know God. Then, because we are one with God, we are just like Him the way He made us. Because God made man in His own image. That's why sometimes in the meditation we see God appear also in the form of, look like us, human beings. just some form so that we can see, we can feel, we can talk to Him. Otherwise, God, of course, is everywhere. God is formless. But most of the time, since God is formless, we contact Him by contacting the light, because God is light and God is the Word. This vibration that emits throughout eternity and reverberate all over the universe. And that's when we can see the light, when we can hear this reverberating music, that is when we know that we know God. There is no such language that I can explain this. We only know it the moment we get contact with this power. That's why in the Bible it stated when Moses saw God, he appeared as a flame, as a burst of fire. And when Some saints of the past heard God spoke, His voice like the sound of many water. Also, sometimes in the Bible it states that St. John went to heaven and he heard the sound of trumpet, etc. Yeah, all these vibration, the music of the universe is a teaching of God, and we can hear that in order to be wiser. And the light is the glory of God manifested so that we can know ourselves that we are also the essence of light. And when we see the light, we become brighter. We become more loving, more content. And then we know ourselves better and better. We know our greatness, and we know the glory of heaven. Of course, we were talking about the inner world. When we even close our eyes, forsake this physical body and our surrounding, we enter the kingdom of God. We see the heaven. Heaven also exists, as scenery speaking. Heaven also exists as a place if you want to go there. Heaven also exists as a blissfulness that we feel in our heart. Heaven also exists in the love that grows each day with our contemplation. I have tried my best to explain what is unexplainable. I have tried my best to describe what is the indescribable. The human language has no power to describe the happiness we feel the moment of enlightenment. And we can be enlightened like that every day in our life if we begin to do the right meditation and contact ourselves with heaven. And that's why in the old time, when Jesus, a great master like Jesus or Buddha, taught mankind this way to contact heaven, people were so grateful, so happy, and they worship him. It is also good if we want to worship a master, but it's not necessary. Most of the masters, they're very humble. They don't want any kind of physical or mental worship. They just want to make you a master. They just want to make you realize that you yourself are children of God. You yourself are great. He wants to make you as great as you should be. Because no master ever think that he's better than anybody else, because he knows that everyone is equal in every sense of this world, here and in heaven. But it's such a human nature that if someone teaches them something so blissful, so rare, like heaven on earth, of course they mostly worship that person. We can do, if we still feel we need to worship any master, but the best form of worship is to become master yourself. I mean, master of your own life, master of your wisdom, master of your destiny, master of your own sincerity. Be true to yourself in every day. And we can only do that when we know ourselves completely as who we really are. Then we can be truthful. We can live our life in a master way.